What's up?
Oh, my body hurts. I did a wake up your body session yesterday and now my body is very awake. I feel every muscle.
Welcome to the inside of our tent, by the way. This is the clean side. There's nothing much here than an air mattress and sheets and ourselves. And this is the second compartment where we leave some of our stuff. It's definitely not all of our stuff. This is just the things that we need the most frequently. We have been wondering, by the way, do you think it's interesting that we would make a video about all the stuff we carry when we go camping? Or do you think that do you just don't care at all? Leave it in the comments. Most of our neighbors are sitting outside having breakfast, so I'll have to search for a corner where I can film without any other people. Yeah, this should be fine. A lot of them seem to be moving away though. You can really notice that this is the end of the high season. Especially the families are starting to go home because children have to go back to school. But it is still ridiculously hot though. Ever since we arrived in France, we have been in this heat wave. And I gotta tell you, the last couple of weeks we have spent almost all of our time at inside naturist resorts. It was just too hot to get dressed. The only time when we got dressed was to get from one resort to another. But that is gonna change. Today we are going out. We are staying at Domaine Laborde, a mid-sized naturist campsite according to French standards of about 200 pitches. And it's located right on the border between the Dordogne and the Lot-et-Garonne region. In fact, if I remember well, the border runs straight through the campsite.
Really, does it?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember that.
And the Dordogne region is one of the most popular regions of all of France. So it started to feel like such a waste to be traveling all around the country and not see anything else than highways and naturist campsites. So today we're gonna see what else there is to see here in the neighborhood of the campsite.
Exploring, baby!
Dordogne is a little bit like the Tuscany of France, with rolling hills and thin roads and local drivers who think that they are in a Formula 1 race. But most of all, where every village is more picturesque than another one. So we have not really an idea of where we are going, but we figure that no matter which place we stop, it will be beautiful. Our first stop for today is Montpazier. It's literally the closest village to the campsite. Before we start to explore the town, we're going to search for a spot in the shade, because sightseeing is not the only reason why we left Domaine Laborde. This will do?
I think so. Let's check the 4G. That's the most important thing.
This is a sight you rarely see in our videos. The thing is, at Domaine Laborde, the cell phone reception is absolutely zero. We get 1 bar of 3G at most. And also they have free Wi-Fi, but it doesn't work at all. And today is Friday. We have to upload a video. Normally our videos on YouTube are only on Sunday, but on Patreon they are already on Friday. So it's the last chance today, the last day to upload our video. So yeah, we have to come to town to use the Wi-Fi here. We like to say that one of the best things about our job, other than spending lots of time at naturist resorts, is that we get the most beautiful offices. And I'm gonna show you what the view we have now when we are working. Look at this. This is the Dordogne Valley. How beautiful. It's a great place to be working, but it's a race against time because the sun is coming towards our bench. And I think our video is almost 80% uploaded. So a little bit more. Thank you 4G. Video has been uploaded, it has been posted on Patreon in time. How are you doing?
I am almost done. Well, I can keep working, but
the sun is here.
The sun is here.
We have to go. Work never stops. Take Instagram pictures. This was apparently a lucky shot. The first village we chose is already very picturesque, but also very touristy. And it's getting really hot already. It's barely noon. This is something different than lighting a candle. It's also more difficult than lighting a candle. Good luck for you. Now we need to find a quiet place to eat these, and that's gonna be difficult. This seems good enough.
Did you find a quiet place in the shade?
Looks like it. What are we eating?
I'm just having chicken, but I need to film you because you are eating a specialty of the region, no? So what are you eating?
I'm having a sandwich with duck. It's very typical for the Dordogne region to eat duck. And in most other places of the world, you only have duck fillet, which is very expensive. And here you have all kinds of duck, like even on a sandwich. Looks a bit disgusting, but
Yeah, it does.
I hope that it's gonna taste well. Let's try the proof of the pudding. It's a bit dry. But it tastes really good.
Your face says something completely different.
It's really good, but it's dry. It's starting to feel like this is becoming a days in our lives video. We woke up, we worked a little bit, now we had lunch. The only difference is the clothes, I think. I'm wearing way too many clothes. Montpazier is a really cozy village, but it's also super touristy. That's a bit the thing with traveling in the high season. You get all the great weather, but also you get all the many people. And I wonder what this place would look like if we would come here in October or so. Probably just a ghost town, or maybe that's when all the locals come out and it gets even cozier.
This is something that I love about France. You should smell it. Try. It's the best. Lavender.
There are probably 1,000 other ancient villages here in the area, one even more picturesque than the other. But the people and the heat starting to work a little bit on my nerves. So how about for our next stop, we search something in nature?
Yes. Check, I'm in.
We just figured out that we are really close to the Dordogne River. Not to be mistaken with the Dordogne region. In fact, most regions in France are called after the river that runs through them. So the Dordogne River. We came up with a quest. We are gonna try if we can skinny dip in the Dordogne River. 45 degrees.
Okay, so we're gonna try to skinny dip. So what do we need? Except towels, nothing.
This is all very improvisionary. I'm not even sure if that is a word. I think that my brain is boiling. What I'm trying to say is that we have no idea whether we can skinny dip in the Dordogne River. I don't think we have any idea whether we can swim here. But there's only one way to find out. Would be funny if we immediately found a spot to skinny dip.
Or other naked people.
Body still awake?
Oh yes, very awake.
This actually already looks like a possible place, but there's
We're very close to the canoe.
there's a kayak shop on the other side, so maybe we'll have to walk a little bit further.
And there's a campsite on the other side.
We found a piece of beach here, but there are some other people, and right on the other side is a campsite looking at us, and I'm sure that it's not a naturist campsite, because otherwise we would know which one it is. This is the end of the trail.
This doesn't look promising.
We can try to find if we can find the forest trail and get somewhere over there, then we should be fine.
Yeah, I definitely found a mud trail.
If you thought that naturists have an easy life, think again. On times like these, I wish we were in Spain, where it's legal to be naked everywhere in nature.
Yes,
But here in France, it's still illegal. So if we want to go skinny dipping, it's not legal. So we really have to find a place where no other people are if we don't want to run into trouble. Who had guessed that we would go on a hike today?
yeah, I didn't.
Me neither. It's perfect hiking weather.
It is.
We are reaching the end of the trail, and unfortunately we still haven't found a suitable place to skinny dip. But the good news is that on the other side of the river I've seen a very long beach, so maybe there is a good place. So let's get back to the car and check that side out.
Apparently we are terrible at this. That is why you have to keep sending us recommendations. Because if we do it on our own, we
find
suck.
nothing. Okay, second try. This place right here is where they launch the kayaks and the canoes, and it's quite busy. But there's a trail, so let's go search further for a beach where we can skinny dip. I think we have found the beach that I saw from the other side. It's still quite crowded here at the beginning of the beach, but let's go nature style and walk to the very end. How do you feel about that?
Do I have an option?
The very end is always the nicest one.
Yes, and the thing is, the water will be perfect. So I'm looking forward to that. So I don't care how many kilometers we have to walk on the beach.
This seems to be the end of the beach. What do you think? Could this be our spot?
This will definitely be our spot. It's written Naked Wanderings and Nicolins all over. Can't you see it?
Not really, but okay. It's our spot. Mission almost completed. We are already naked on the banks of the Dordogne River. So, wanna go skinny dipping?
Yes, please. The little fish? So what's better? Visiting ancient villages or skinny dipping in the Dordogne?
I like both, but in this weather, this is definitely the best.
Definitely.
That's another thing that we can check off our bucket list.
Check.
I don't think that skinny dipping in the Dordogne River was ever on our bucket list, but we're gonna check it off anyway. So we're gonna enjoy the rest of the afternoon swimming in the river and then get back to the campsite to get a decent shower, because apparently the Dordogne River is also a bit of a smelly river. But we don't care, and we'll see you at the campsite. In weather like this, I think that the naturist resort is still the best place to be. And this reminds me, we have to add a little disclaimer to this video. If you're also planning to go skinny dipping in the Dordogne river or in any other river in France, do know that it's not 100% legal. So basically, if something happens to you, it's not our fault. But this being said, there are a lot of places where you can easily go skinny dipping. As long as you go away from the crowds and nobody can really see you, it's totally fine. The only awkward moment that we had was when a group of kayakers passed by. And yeah, but as long as you're under the water and you keep a little bit of distance, they have no idea that you're naked. And there is one more disclaimer I would like to add, and that is, you may have noticed that in our previous videos we also include some shots of the resort, and that we didn't do this here at Domaine Laborde. This is not because we don't like this resort, just to be
clear.
Just to be clear. The thing is, there are so many people here and lots of families, so it's very, very difficult for us to walk around with cameras. So it was basically, we couldn't really get any nice shots here, so we decided not to film the campsite at all.
But I have to say, it is a nice campsite, remember that.
And we do have some shots of the swimming pool, because it closes at 8 and afterwards we can take some shots. So here they are. And from here, our trip will continue to figure out what else we can find in this heat wave. So if you don't want to miss that.
You know what to do already. If you've been following us for the last year, you know that you have to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification button, and if you like this video, please give us a big fat thumbs up, and we see you in our next video.
Bye.
Bye.